see if there's anything anyone wants to share that they're excited about. Obviously, we have a new Emerald coach, Diana. Congratulations on your business promotion, your first one of many, I'm sure. If you guys didn't see that.
I do have another thing to announce. I have a event today at 1. I'm going to be grouping with my one friend. She's a Young Living coach, and we're going to be doing an event together. So I'm just prepping some healthy snacks for people, and we're going to be doing it together from 1 to 3. So I'm nervous, but excited.
Awesome. Are you going to do little Shakeology like samplers like we talked about?
I have a lot.
You're going to do a lot.
I got a coach sampler like package, and I have all those available for people. And then I have all the products that I use, just like empty containers and new shipments that I got in the mail in good timing to go on display. And then I'm going to be talking about the different programs and the nutrition programs. And then I have the cookbooks, and it's going to be like interactive / question and answer kind of setup.
Awesome. Let us know how it goes. Keep us posted. It's like a shake and share, but like you're teaming up with, do you guys have a lot of people coming that are confirmed?
14 so far, but there's 38 interested.
That's amazing. That's a lot of people.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, keep us posted.
Will do. Thanks.
And I know Jonna has some good news that she's going to be the corporate Beachbody coach for her, company.
My company is like really focused on health and wellness. So they do these corporate events like during the day. And I just stopped by one of the tables. Honestly, I didn't even want to talk to anybody about it because I just didn't really know how to, but I stopped to one of the tables just so I could ask a question and get my name entered into a raffle for a free speaker. And this lady that I was talking to, she's like, well, you look like you're in good shape. And I had my salad for lunch, that I was walking past to go eat. And, I told her what I do. And then I told her that I'm a coach and I run challenge groups. And she's like, oh, are you serious? That sounds so awesome. And so she hooked me up with the little group of women that are in the company that kind of, volunteer and run, most of them are admins, and run the health and wellness schedules. And there's a gym at work, so they get people in to do classes. So they set up a meeting with me and asked if I'd be interested to be the company's Beachbody coach, where I could be on site and help people. I'm like, yeah, of course. And so in order to kind of get that rolling, they want me to do a weekly class where I'm just gonna pick the cardio ones that are 30 minutes or less that we can just press play and work out with the people basically. But then I have an opportunity to talk to them and see who comes repeating on a weekly basis. And it's so cute because they're going to do little badges. If people come to the class, they'll get a little badge that they can put up at their desk and be I'm on the Beachbody team or whatever. So that'll be pretty cool too. So we're just working out the details right now, but they're excited about it. And so am I. So it's pretty fun.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Yeah. That's amazing.
Thank you.
I haven't put that video yet, but Diana and I were talking about, there's a video that I saw on YouTube from a girl that, a very successful coach, and she was talking about how she didn't really want to do social media. So she built locally. This is an old video and it's a short video. And what she did was she called a bunch of local businesses, because I don't know if you guys knew this, but I didn't when I watched the video, that a lot of local businesses, or businesses, even big ones, have wellness programs where they save money on their taxes and stuff or whatever, or if they have their employees enrolled, if they're paying for a wellness program for their employees, they save money somehow. So a lot of these companies have done that. And so what she did was she connected with a bunch of businesses to see if they had that corporate wellness program, and she offered to be their Beachbody coach. And I think she found a car dealership was the main one that she ended up going through. And she ended up meeting several of her amazing coaches on her team that ended up being her first successful coaches with her from doing that thing. And I think she went 4 days a week and did, free workouts with them. And I'm sure, you're working with these people, so you're going to have time to build a relationship with them, but she didn't work there. So she just went there and just built those relationships. And that ended up being her first successful coaches on her team. So I thought about doing that, but I'm just I don't know. I'm more into social media, I guess. Maybe I'm uncomfortable in person a little bit. Could be that holds me back. But I'm going to try find the video because I do have a note written to myself to post it for Diana, and I'll post it in the team page again because it was a good video and I liked it. And it was very simple. It wasn't like she didn't go into detail about how she did it, but maybe there's more videos on her channel that you could find that could give you like guidance on how to like get that, how to best utilize that opportunity there. That's awesome. Congratulations. So,
you know, thanks for bringing that up real quick, because I wanted to do that in my area, but what held me back was I didn't think that there would be a need, or that you had to like work with Blue Cross Blue Shield or something, like you had to be a legitimate. I didn't know that you could be their like Beachbody coach to help them get lower, because I know companies do offer that, because there's a lot of businesses up and down where I live, and so that I was thinking about doing that. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
that it work.
From what I recall, I think she got like the email of the person who ran the corporate wellness program and had like an email that she sent them. So maybe you could even, I had thought about reaching out to the girl and getting more information from her, the coach. Like I'm sure you can find her on social media and be like, hey, do you have a template? You know, I'm sure coaches are like so willing to share things most of the time. I mean, I always am. If people reach out to me and say, oh, I saw this YouTube or whatever, I'm always going to show them if I have any material or content to go with it. So I'll make sure to post that because I do have a note to myself. It's on my to-do list and I am going to do it because if I don't write things down, they won't happen. So that's such an awesome opportunity because then you can actually like be in person. And I love your little guy. He's so little. Oh my gosh, look at him. He's so cute.
Yeah, he's a little peanut.
He's so
Listen, while I got you on here, if I could just ask a question real quick. We're Diana and I are doing a free clean eating group this coming week, and I've done free groups in the past. I just am asking suggestions on how to turn some of those participants into customers, because I've yet to do that.
Okay.
And I didn't do free groups consistently, but I had done them in the past. But people had never come on and like bought anything. So what am I doing wrong, and how can I turn, you know, some of the people that are coming on into customers?
I have a free group.
I have a couple questions for you on that.
Go ahead.
Are you engaging with them like throughout the week and kind of just finding out how they're doing and how they've benefited is one question. Two, are you guys doing something where it is like you're comparing like on day 1 versus day 7 to show them? Okay, so you are. Okay, yeah. At the end, question number 3. At the end, you know, how are you wrapping things up? So what I've done in the past is I want to hear from people like, 1, what were your changes? 2, what did you enjoy most about the group? 3, you know, are you looking for further structure, or, you know, how would you like to continue? You know, was this something that was great? You're now off and running on your own. Are you looking for the next group that can support you on these goals? You know, would you be interested to learn more? Like whatever. But I ask questions, and regardless, they're going to answer in some way, shape, or form that you can now take it to a personal message, find out their struggle. Awesome. What did you love most about this? What wasn't working for you before this group? And use that to emphasize, like, look at what you did. Imagine doing this for a lifestyle and continuing on with more support.
Okay, so just ending the group with questions instead of promoting, instead of like, hey, join us for our paid group, just ask questions as to like, well, how did this go for you? Just like what you said. Okay, I have to think about that.
Yeah, because it allows you to then maximize the conversation. It allows you to direct it, because if you find out what they enjoyed about it, well, if they didn't have that before and that's what's giving them success, that leads into why they should continue.
Okay. Very cool. If there's any other suggestions, I'm open as well, but thank you. Yes. And I do, so you're saying also to have like private conversations with them throughout the week to ask them how they're going, just like messaging them privately throughout the week, like how are things going? How are you doing? Type of thing, instead of just leaving it to the group, right?
Yeah, because you're building a relationship. So, you know, the more that you have interaction with these people, the more they're going to trust you and feel like you care, versus, you know, awesome, well, that was a cool week. Want to spend some money? You know?
Nice. Okay.
So it's just further benefiting you because they feel more of a connection and that you care.
Okay.
I just posted a free group like template into the team page, and I tagged you and Diana. It's like the same. It's something that if you guys, I don't know if you guys know who Megan Eagleston is, not Ewaldson, not EWEGG. She's awesome. She's just an amazing coach. She's an amazing person. She has like a big heart. I know her like personally, and a couple kids. She's married. She has a really cool like page on Instagram and does a lot of value-driven posts. And she just is she's an introverted, super introverted, like shy, like little tiny girl, and so cute. And she is extremely successful at this business. And how she runs it is free groups. And she has a system that like, she has a ton of people on her mailing list from it now because she gets people's email addresses. And that template that you're going to see that I just posted is from her. So I did them for a while. I mean, I didn't get near the numbers that she got because she would do like ads and I don't know, she would get like hundreds of people in her free group. And then she had an assistant that would schedule out. She does a free, what do you call it? Meal plan, and the meal plan's in there. There's a link to the meal plan. And what she would do is she would email them like every 2 days. Like, so for example, like on Sunday or maybe on Friday before, they'd get the meal plan for Monday and Tuesday, like the shopping list and the meal plan. And then on Monday, she'd email them the meal plan for like Wednesday and Thursday. And then on Wednesday, she'd email it for the weekend. So she was emailing them and checking in like, hey, and at the end of like emailing it, how's it going? And I really think that that's how Scipio has been working. It's like you're having touch points with people and you're staying connected with them because again, it's building relationships. And for me, the Scipio has really helped cultivate relationships with the people that say already did like 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 8 weeks with me. I now have them on getting a text from me once a week. And I never used to do that before. And my people are like staying in touch with me. They're actually keeping me updated and telling me like, oh, this is what's going on. I still feel this. And then that's allowing me to say, well, how about this? Have you tried that? And give them suggestions. And so now I'm actually telling people when I'm prospecting them like on the phone for a challenge group, I'm like, you know, I'm going to be texting you like in the beginning, I'm going to text you like twice a week for the first month. And then I'm going to text you once a week, like the second month. And then after that, it's going to go to every like 2 weeks or so. Cause that's how I have the campaign set up. And I'm like, and the more you actually respond to me and like, tell me what's going on and share with me what you're doing and what's going more, I'll be able to actually coach you through that process. So it's like, the more you can ask them like, hey, how's it going? What are your struggles? What are your successes? Like Stephanie said, throughout the week. And then at the end, you know, doing the poll or whatever and seeing who's interested in continuing. And I did used to do them and only enroll. I mean, Stephanie's enrolled a lot more people than me. So if you have a template that works that you can share with her, then by all means, post it in the team page.
Yeah, Stephanie too, if you could like, I know this might sound, if you wouldn't mind just posting some of those questions, because you had a boatload of them. I was like,
yeah, I can go back to some of my free groups. I mean, I can add you because I never delete stuff. I do a lot of like live videos, so it wasn't like templates. I'm not really good at like writing things down and doing it that way. But I definitely kind of like had a system where all of my like follow-up videos were very similar. So I can definitely post some of those. I just shared in the chat that for those that do have access to MCB, which they're running a free 30-day challenge. So you have access, like anyone can have access. Somebody just shared, she quit for 6 months, restarted her business and followed the free group training. She signed 5 coaches within a couple weeks. Like she's hitting some huge milestones already following that system, which part of it is, and I don't know, I was like kind of intrigued by this, but when you have like a free group and maybe you have people that are like really super active in your free group, allowing them access to your paid groups if they maintain activity. And then those that are participating, like that's your payment. I need to see your participation. And then when they see like from the paid challengers, their changes, this person was sharing that she's been upgrading some of her free people. But if they come into the paid group and they're not posting, they'll be taken out.
That's a good idea. That is a really good idea. The MCB, the coach that shared, it's in that 30-day training that everyone has access for free, or no, it's only if you have MCB. I don't have MCB. I have the social media training, but I don't have like
posted that. So I'll go back and tag you because I read it and I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. And I looked at her page just to kind of see where she was at. I'll go back and see if I can find it real quick and just tag you.
And you know what? You don't have to tag. I'm actually in one of your old free groups. So I can go look. and see the questions. No problem.
I think you also have to just like do it a couple times and find out what works for you. I mean, you can have templates and you can follow what, but your people are going to also be different because you're also more nutrition driven. Stephanie's more fitness driven, you know? So you have to figure out what's going to work for you. I mean, these are all just ideas. And then like the Megan Eagleston one, I made it my own, you know, I mean, I took her concepts and I put it in my own language and my own wording and I made it mine. So, but having that like format for me was like, I need to see things. I need to like see exactly how they're done. And then, you know, I can figure it out. But when I have nothing, when I'm starting with like a blank piece of paper, I feel like I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? But when I have something that's like, okay, this is a guideline, you know, then I feel like I can navigate through it a lot better. Maybe it just gives me confidence that, well, this works for someone else. I'm going to make it work for me. And it took me like probably 90 days to iron out. I was doing free groups, I think once a month. And it took me like 3 months of running them to iron out how I wanted to run mine.
Okay. Cause that's what I plan. I do want to do a free group once a month. And talk, you know, just, you know, I don't know for how long, for however long it takes, just to be consistent with it. And so, yeah, I know it's going to take some time ironing out and figuring out how it's going to work, but thank you so much.
Yeah. I know there's some people that I've been thinking about having like an ongoing like free group and in between, like maybe you do a 7-day challenge or whatever once a month, but then you keep the group open and you keep them in there. And then when it comes time for launches, like say when we're going to launch the work, then you start posting in that group about what's coming up because those people are going to see, you know, they're going to be exposed. A lot of people have like a free online community of just value driven, you know, just an ongoing thing. So you might want to consider keeping that group open and then running it once a month in there and getting people re-engaged. And that's continuing the relationship with them too.
It's a good idea.
Because I've been thinking about doing that. I need to have like, there's this girl that I follow on Instagram. She has like the Courageously Confident. She calls it Courageously Confident. That's like her brand or whatever. And she has like a free group on Facebook and she just posts value driven stuff in there. And I guarantee you she's enrolling people from it because her posts are really awesome. Like the value that she posts in there are like all about mindset and business and this and that. And I'm in the group because I wanted to like learn from her. She's not a coach. She does like her own coaching thing. And I'm sure she always posts like when she's got deals going on and her, like she does her own coaching. So when she's selling it for like, oh, it's 50% off right now or whatever, she posts the deals in there. And I guarantee you she's enrolling people from that. So it's like you're continuing that, you know, relationship throughout.
You know, I do have sometimes you get so overwhelmed. I think I have too many groups. I did open a group that's like value driven, that's free, and it's for my local people that come to my fit club type of thing. And so I opened a group on Facebook for them so that I could say when Fit Club was going to be and like share promotionals in there. And so, but now I'm open. Now we're doing this, you know, free week, clean week. And it's just like, gosh, how could maybe I should just combine both of those somehow. I don't know. I got to think this through because then you get so many groups going and it's just like, what, you know, so maybe pick one group, merge everyone into that group, and then do a clean week once a month in there, invite new people to it, keep the other people there, and then also share throughout the month value there as well.
And also when you do that 7-day, like once a month, if you're going to do it in the same group, you could message all the people and it gives you an opportunity to PM them and say, hey, I'm going to be running another clean week group within this group. You've been in there for a while. You know, if you want to re-engage in the 7-day challenge, like we're going to do it again so that they know what's going on. So they know to go in the group and actually check, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to share a couple things real quick. There's, a guy that my kids are going to his training and he posted something that I thought was awesome to share here. It was a meme that said, ever notice how you'll get 150 views, but only 12 likes? Why? Because people love to watch your moves, but hate to give you credit. So just a reminder to keep going. I mean, when I thought about that, I was like, damn, like I'll have like hundreds of people watch something of mine and like, you know, 10 likes. But they're watching. Something else, because Allison and I had a talk this morning, and this kind of feeds off of Marissa's stuff that you were sharing. that you just got to find what works for you. She shared that people are coming to her stories and she's really working to reach out to them. And she was like, I sent out a bunch of messages, nothing's happening. And she questioned herself, but she's like, I'm in this. Okay, what do I do now? And, you know, I told her it's like a workout, you know, maybe Transform 20 didn't work for you. Okay, does it mean that you don't work out? No, it means you try a different workout that you connect with. And so I shared with her, okay, so you're asking people, you know, hey, thanks for following, you know, are you interested in working on goals of your own? A suggestion that I shared was take an extra couple minutes, go to their pages, look at them. Do you even care about them? Like, is that even someone that you would want to connect with and that you care about if responds to you or not? But find out something about them. Like I know Allison has a son in college and maybe she has a picture on her page. Great. Somebody's following your stories. Allison's following my stories. I go to her page. I see that she's got a kid in college and I ask about that. People love to talk about themselves. So, you know, for me, when I reach out to people, it's typically that they've been following me for like a year. So they're more apt to say, oh my gosh, yes, I've been following you. But as a newer coach, you may not have that credibility yet. And so going and looking at their page and first starting a conversation about them might get you more replies. So you gotta, you know, try different things. It's not that, I suck at this. It's, nope, that's not the perfect way for me and my business where I'm at right now. A second thing that she shared was recipes. And she shared that people were reaching out and she's like, oh, would you love to hear more? Okay, so a suggestion I had, if that's not getting feedback, ask. Like, hey, I saw that you commented more I can provide for you. You interested? And see if that works. But you just keep trying different things. Do what you did. Reach out. Get different suggestions, hit up other people that are having success, find out what they're doing and make it your own and see if it works, but just keep plugging.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Cause I was like, what I've been doing more, cause getting in touch with people on social media is so hard for me because I don't want to come across as a salesperson because that's just like slimy to me. No, you don't want that stuff in your inbox and I don't want to get it. So I've and again, when it works with one person, it's just one person, but at the same time, you're like, okay, well, that was successful, you know, so maybe you can start to duplicate that. And for me, all I've been doing so far is supporting people because I look for the people who, you know, are tagging the same things that I'm the hashtags, obviously, and people who look like I don't care if they're going to the gym because you know what, those people that are going to the gym, they care enough to go to the gym. And I know at some point the gym is not going to fit into their lifestyle or their habits. So I'm like, way to go to the gym. I love it. Like I'm just supporting them, saying good job, getting on their radar, basically. I'm just getting on their radar and supporting them. And the few people so far, it's been 3 people, but those people then have reached out to me just to support me back, which I'm like, okay, cool. So now we're like reciprocating, you know, support to each other. And at some point in time, I'm going to continue going on and they're going to run into a problem. And then we'll have an opportunity to figure out how to fix their problem for them. And they'll know that I've been there the whole time supporting them and giving them nothing but positivity and supporting whatever they're doing. And then they have been coming to me. And so it's been easy that way because it's been more natural and it's not like a job. I'm not like trying to figure out what can I say to them to get them to want to do what I'm doing. I'm just knowing that building that relationship is, and I've had people say, thank you so much for your positivity on IG. I love making connections like this. I'm like, that's awesome because eventually there will be an opportunity there. And like, to your point, Stephanie, you've been doing it. You're there. When you're the sustainable one that's there all the time, I do know that people will come to you. So it's not like hooking them in and getting them to buy something. You're in it for the long run, in the long game. So you have to just be knowing that the efforts that you're making right now with people naturally and not worrying about, do I get them to fill out this form? Do I ask them the right questions? Is just knowing that you're going to be there and eventually they're going to have a problem that you're going to be able to have a solution for them for.
It's crazy that people like, that's like not normal. I just posted on my team page that somebody I just checked in with, we started a conversation in April about her son needing to lose weight. And I was like, hey, how are things going? How was your summer? And she responded like months later, I still don't have the money. And I was like, I didn't ask you to join anything. I'm actually just making conversation and just wanted to hear how you're doing. Like people, like there's so many people selling on social media that when it's like people don't realize that others care and it throws them off. And that's actually happened to me twice where I just did like, hey, how have you been? I don't have the money yet. Okay, awesome. Didn't invite you to anything. Just, okay, cool. Have a good day. Like, but it's like not the norm to have somebody care without an alternate intention. And so that actually has you stand out sometimes.
Just be a real person. That's basically what it comes down to, is be a real person. Like, I have someone who's like a local girl that I think would be an amazing coach, and she actually worked at a shop when he was here, and it's like a friend of a friend. But I think she'd be awesome, but I haven't said anything about it to her. I'm just like, okay, like I'm literally just connecting with her because she's a friend of a friend. I'm probably going to meet her in person. She's local, you know, and do something with her soon. And I'm like, wow, this is how I need to be treating every single person, because I'm not going in it with like some ulterior motive of like, I'm going to get her as a coach on my team. I'm just like, well, maybe she will be someday. She'd be freaking awesome. I'm like, but I'm not going into it with that intention. I just like her personality. She's like super bubbly. She makes a lot of videos. She's into fitness already. She was a personal trainer for a while. You know, she likes Shanti. She's never really done Beachbody, never really been exposed to our community. She's more into like the CrossFit, like obstacle course racing, Spartan racing stuff, whatever. But I'm like, dude, you know, it'd be fucking awesome, but I'm just being a real person. I actually don't even know if she'll ever even, I'm just like, if she does, that'd be really cool. But I'm not like attached to it because she's a friend of a friend that I would never want to think that that's why I'm reaching out to her, because it isn't. So treat everybody like that. Just be a real person and just treat people like, you know, you're befriending them, because that's what you're doing. So
yeah, I can build off of that. One of the girls that is actually part of my team now, not like a coach, but a customer, I had reached out to her because she was watching my stories and was liking my posts. And I was like, hey, how are you? Like, how's your summer going? Do you have any fun vacations? Like, just making small talk. And she automatically was like, my nutrition is not good. And I was like, oh, well, like, what are you doing? And she actually had a coach prior and stopped Beachbody because her coach was so salesy and was like always pushing like new products out on them, and not very personable, not checking in. So like just checking in and seeing how people are doing, I found very helpful, because they see that you care. And also, like, I didn't push anything on her. I was like, oh, well, like, what does your current nutrition look like? Like, just small talk. And she said that she bought 21 Day Fix when it first came out, whenever, like 3 or 4 years ago, and she wasn't following it, and she has all this stuff still in her house. And I was like, well, here's a guide, like, just try that. I'll check back with you like in a couple weeks, see how everything's going. And so I checked back with her about 2 weeks later, and she said, oh my God, this has been life-changing. Like, I've lost 6 pounds. And she was then like, well, what else can I do? And then I just made a conversation, and she goes to the gym. She doesn't do the workouts right now. She's just doing nutrition, but it's a start. Like, it's working for her with that way. So just having her part of the group and like the support has been huge for her.
that's awesome. And that's the same thing as like, I bought my first Insanity program. I didn't buy it from my coach because I was like a cheap ass. And I went on eBay and I got it for like $60 because I didn't want to spend $140 on Insanity. And I got some I didn't know it was a bootleg copy at the time, but she still supported me, and she still would like, she's like, you need to take your before pictures. And she still invited me over to work out with her, and she invited me to her fit club. She was an acquaintance of mine, you know, or a friend of mine back then. We like lost touch. She lives in Miami. I don't see her anymore. Plus she has 2 kids now. So, you know how that goes. But she never really built a business, but my coach, she stuck with me, even though I didn't buy the program from her. And then I was so cheap. I was like, when Insanity Asylum came out, I was like, could I use your coach discount and like buy it like under you? And she let me do it. And I don't let people do that. I'm like, if you want to buy it as a coach, you sign up as a coach. I don't let people use my discount. And she totally let me. But you know what? If she ever did actually build her business, which I don't think she's even an Emerald now, she'd have thousands of dollars a week from the volume that I bring in. So, you know, don't discount somebody who already owns a program or buys from eBay or whatever, you know. I mean, Jonna was never a customer of mine. She was doing Bob with no coach for 2 years. And then
yeah. And I did the same thing. I bought my 21 Day Fix on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. And then I was buying my Shakeology through a friend who was a discount coach. And then when she quit it, I quit it for 3 months and I'm like, this sucks. I hate the protein powders I'm buying from Costco. I need Shakeology again. And then finally I signed up myself. And finally after that, and this is like 2 years later after that, I decided to join with Marissa. So you never know. It was a long process to get here.
Yeah. That's why it's like, don't ever if your free group doesn't have people signing up right away, don't ever discount that those people, you're building a relationship for, 6 months or whatever, a year, 8 years. I mean, people watched me. It's so just be a real person and think about, if I weren't getting any money from this person, like how would I treat them? If they were like a friend, what would I do? What would I share with them? How would I support them? Because then it won't be about the money. It'll just be about you helping them. And that's going to make your relationship go farther than if you were just in it to, close a sale. Because there's been a time when I've been more like that coach who was like more salesy and didn't have a personal relationship. But I was like, I had just so much going on. I was so lost in everything. And now with the Scipio and being able to actually like continue to keep in touch with people, I'm not like that anymore. Like people are actually like overwhelmed by the amount of messages they're getting from me. But I'd rather have them be a little bit overwhelmed than be like, oh, she's like not available, or she doesn't answer, or she's not around, At least I know I'm supporting them.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? All this information was great for me as a new coach to hear. And Stephanie always talks to me about building relationships. And so I definitely, sorry, hold on one second.
When she comes back,
Sorry.
No problem.
I think I need to, look at it more from that aspect. I do have a question about the free groups, if you guys don't mind going back to that. As a new coach, is that something would be a good idea for me to do? I don't really know too much about that.
Definitely. I have a really hard time attracting people to my free groups for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's my posts are not good. I need to come up with some new posts, but definitely free groups are a great way for you to start adding value and building relationships without asking them to open up their wallet, and then it's all about relationship building from there. Like that's how I think Stephanie built in the beginning, was free groups.
Yeah, that's how I ran free groups pretty consistently for like the first 2 years of my business, and it builds your credibility. So, Allison, whatever you're super passionate about at this time, like I know you do love fitness. I would actually just take some of our programs. I didn't share that we were doing programs. So like one that I really enjoyed using was Jericho's Hard and Harder. It's got like 4 moves. It's like half of it is cardio and then half of it's yoga. I just did the 4 cardio moves and I just did something for like a week. And then at the end, I could be like, well, if we got into the conversation, have you ever heard of Beachbody? Oh no, I've never done a program. You just did. What did you think? But with that being said, posting on social media to attract people. Okay, I know a lot of you have been following. I've been connecting with some of you. It's been awesome. Now I want to share with you. I want you to see firsthand, some of the behind the scenes. So I'm going to be running a free group. And for those of you that have been watching, maybe a little nervous, a little scared, I'd love to take you through this step by step and show you what's been working and, whatever, but putting out there, I know you guys have been watching and now I want you to share in it with me. So, and, let them know it's free. I just want to help you get started. If you've been watching and looking for a place to start here with me for the next 5 days. We're going to do this together and, and let them know, there's no strings attached. I just want to help get you started.
Okay.
I love it. I'm gonna do a free group now. Maybe I'll do one in October because I have to get things set up. I can't just say oh, I'm gonna do. I always will be I used to be the type of person that would say I'm gonna do one next week, but I know it won't be successful. So maybe I'll shoot for October to do one too. You guys are inspiring me to do a free group again so that I can see if there's some people that have been watching me for a while but aren't yet ready to commit to doing an actual program. To see if maybe I can continue to develop those relationships with them more and add value. So, well, I was going to talk a little bit about that formatting that we went over. So I got the Slight Edge coaching thing from someone. I'll share a link to it here. I'll just share my share my screen. So we know how like 2 weeks ago I talked about the new coach getting started process that some people were doing. Okay, so I actually got the content here, and someone wrote it up as a Google Doc. So if we wanted to start running these groups, like maybe we could shoot for running one before the year is over, like running a new coach group. This is the information, like it has all the posts in here, and it literally is how to, like, word for word how to do it. Tells them to purchase the Slight Edge, has them watch a video, and then this is what they would send to their personally sponsored coaches so that their personally sponsored coaches could run their own group. So it literally step-by-step, set up the Facebook group, add your coaches, do a welcome video explaining how the group's going to be run, have everyone download and print 3 copies of the Success Club business activity tracker in the back office, pick a start date, and then it's 18 days, the group, and then you use accountability graphics, which she also had provided here. I got the pictures too, the images, and then you every day they comment that they read. I think there's 18 chapters, and that's why they do 18 days. So they read a chapter a day, and they comment with the chapter that they read, and then 3 things that they're going to implement from what they read into their business. So it's not just doing personal development, but doing personal development with purpose. And then at the end of the week, everyone posts their screenshot of their Success Club tracker, and then I forget what the saying was, like a tracker incomplete is better than none, or something like that. So this is just starting to hold them accountable. I don't think a new coach should do everything on the success tracker. I think that's overwhelming for a brand new coach. But if they check most of the boxes, or even half of the boxes, like 50%, it's starting to get a new coach in the habit of doing the business and actually engaging in the business activities. And what that's going to do for them is build confidence in their ability to actually be a coach. Because I feel like fear, like when we start something, fear is huge that holds us back, right? So fear holds us back. We don't do anything. And then we become more and more scared because we didn't take any action to like overcome our fear and build confidence in ourselves. But taking, like Jonna says, messy action, just start somewhere and just don't worry about, messing up or doing it wrong, because that's how you're going to learn. Literally, no one could come into this business, I don't think, and I could hand them a template and say, here you go. And they could just like be amazing from day one. Maybe 1 in every 1,000 people or 2,000 or 10,000 people that signs up as a coach just has like this natural ability to just like hit the ground running. It takes coaches time to build confidence, to understand what to do. So just getting people to take action, I think that's really why this group works. It's just action driven. It's like, just start doing the business activity, check off the boxes and start doing personal development. And then having, before the group starts, they do a live video in the group. So this gives coaches that are uncomfortable with making videos, which most people are in the beginning, because most people haven't, unless you're finding someone who's like already skilled on social media or like has a YouTube channel or something. Most coaches are going to just be like the housewife or, a working mom, or, they're mostly moms, someone that has kids and either is working full time or is a stay-at-home mom, either way. And they're not someone that's like has skills at social media or making live videos. So this gets them outside of their comfort zone, which that's so important. And it does it right away. And it's in a safe space. So they're doing the live video within the group. They go over 6 easy things about who they are, where they're from, what workout and nutrition they're following, what excites them the most, what they're looking to get out of the group, and then what they're looking to pour into the group. And what that does is it helps you to see where they want to go with this, like what they're looking to get out of it and what they're looking to pour in, shows you who they are and what they're about and what they're passionate about. And then they gave samples of additional check-ins. So I got this whole document, and we could literally like set a date if you want to now and say like, okay, this is when we're going to just commit to running our first one. And I don't want to overwhelm people. So, and then the images are in here somewhere. I have the images for the days, but all it does is says like day 1, day 2, whatever, to day 18. So if you want to, we could, and even if we have no brand new coaches, like even if it's just us going through it and then we're doing it, that's it. It's like, if you build it, they will come. Like when we did our first Zoom, me and, virtual gym, Diana said she'd be my buddy. I was trying to get like all these people, like I was talking to Jonna about it, and I'm like, oh, we need to do this like virtual. Cause I talked to the reason I thought of that is because I talked to this girl on the plane who was like a brand new coach. She'd only been a coach since like May. And she's like, oh yeah, we have a Zoom every day from like 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Like you can get on Zoom and you can work out with people. And they have a huge team of thousands of people. It's the Pearsons, Chelsea and Rob Pearson. She's in their downline. And they have multiple people that just show up on the Zoom, so they can always be working out with someone. I'm like, well, we are definitely not going to have that for like a 3-hour block. Because, I came on the team call and I'm like, we need to do this. Like Melissa can do this time frame. I can do this time frame. John can do this one. And I'm like, no, we just need to just start. Like I need to not worry about like making it perfect and having it be, all of it, just start. And then that's what Diana and I did. And it was just us. And now there's like sometimes 5 people on our virtual Zoom. Like we've had like Angie's joining, which Angie has been more consistent with her program. She's never been this consistent with the program, as she has with Morning Meltdown. And she really likes the Zoom. Like she's loving the Zoom. And she's a doctor that, is super busy and on call a lot and doesn't have a lot of time to take care of herself. And the fact that she's being consistent is like amazing to me because she's been a client of mine forever and she's never been consistent. And I've tried like different ways of getting her to be consistent and it just was her. Like she is finally ready. So what I'm thinking is we set a date and, should we do it on Facebook? Should we do it on the Challenge Tracker app? Who wants to be involved in it? I don't mind being the person to like schedule the posts and open the group. But then from there, I guess we could have more than one person go live to share. I mean, I'm just like throwing around ideas of when we want to start, if people want to take different roles and be like leading what we want to do and how we want to, have this be successful. Like I said, for the first one, it doesn't matter if we don't have anyone. We'll just do it ourselves.
Yeah, I think we should do it ourselves and see if it works for us because honestly, like I don't like a lot of groups. I have one group for all my people. I don't care if they're free or paid for. I keep them in one group because I can't handle a lot of other groups because what I do, I want to stay consistent in. But I would like to try it myself because I'm sure I can learn from it too. And then also I'll see the value or how it would work for me. So I would like, could we just do it in our like coaches elite, like
Perfect.
Elite page?
Yeah, we could do that. Then we don't have to have another group. That's a great idea.
Yeah, because then if people participate, awesome. And if they don't, oh well, they're still seeing the information too, which some of it could rub off on somebody.
That's a great idea. Okay. And when do we want to start? Do we want to do October start?
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, I that would be fine. I always like when we make a plan to like start executing it sooner than later. But at the same time, if we want to if we just want to set that date, then we could set that date or, we could do in the middle of the month.
I mean, if you want to do the middle, I'm fine with whatever. I just don't want to be like, okay, we're going to do it this day. And then we're scrambling around. And I mean, I guess if we're just practicing anyway, it doesn't matter if it's not really, super awesome.
Yeah, because I mean, we'll figure out on ourselves real quick if it's something that's like engaging to us or if it's not.
Right.
For me, I'll find out real quick if I'm like, okay, I don't have time for that right now, and then I'll know. Kind of.
So we could do it, and today's the 7th. What we could do is, I always like to start on a Monday because it's like silly to start like midweek or whatever. So we could either shoot for the 23rd of September, which is like the last week of September. Or we could start the 30th, which is like the first week of October. I'm fine with either one. And then I can get the materials. I can just schedule the posts in there and then I'll, do the live, I'll do the live video and, it'll give me time to like get my shit together if I'm going to kind of be like leading in a way through the first one. So I know what I'm doing and I can make sure it's an adequate experience for everyone to see if it's really what we want to do moving forward.
Yeah. I would say we should definitely trial it on ourselves.
Okay. All right. So that's a great idea. We'll run it in the Team Aloha Elite group. I'll just schedule out the post. That means if you guys want to do the group, then just get a copy of the Slight Edge, either on Audible. You could do audiobook. You don't have to read it if you don't want to. I think I have an actual hard copy of Slight Edge. I think that was one of the first books my upline sent me as my gift for like signing up to be a coach. So either getting a hard copy or getting it on Kindle or getting it on Audible. And then we'll actually go through like a chapters and read and do like the activities, and then like print out your 3 success trackers and be willing to post them in the group for accountability. And we'll see if it's maybe it will help us be more accountable, and then we'll be like, shit, yeah, this works, you know? So does anyone want a particular, is the 23rd or 30th better for, does it matter? Does anyone have a particular?
I like sooner better than later, so I think 23rd sounds good.
Okay. So we'll practice it out, and I'll get my shit together and watch some of these videos and make sure I have the process down and can like lead us through it like in the practice run for the first time. All right, let's do a quick boomerang. We have a lot of people on today. This is like the most people we've had on our team call in a while. Stephanie's ever-growing coaching team. All right, let's see if I can not move my camera around too much. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, hold on. No, it was shitty. Hold on. All right. 1, 2, 3.
It cracks me up every time boomerangs happen. I feel like my mom. I'm like, like the emoji, like slapping my head, because every time my mom tries to take a picture, she shuts the camera off. She can't figure out the right buttons. I'm like, well, I'm my mom now. I can never figure out these buttons, and I use this thing every day.
I have those moments where I feel like my mom, and it's like I hate it because I used to be so embarrassed of my mom when I was a kid. I mean, I love my mom, but it's not that. It's just like you're like embarrassed of your mom, and then you become her. Like I'll say things, and I'm like, holy shit, I just sounded like my mom. I'm like, fuck.
Oh my God, I'm still my mom. Like I was at like a practice, and I was like sitting there with like a blanket because I was freezing. I was like, ugh, I'm my mom. Actually, I have a question, or just like whatever. So I have conversations with lots of people that have Beachbody on demand, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of them say like, oh, my coach never checks in on me. And as a coach, I actually find that kind of annoying, because it's like, if you have a struggle, speak up. Like, I mean, us coaches have a life and whatever. So I'm trying something new. I'm actually getting away from having requirements in my general fit family, because I'm sick of babysitting and whatever, I'm over that. So I've actually changed like the initial email, and I always say, message me after you've read the email. I put in there like, this is where the coaching happens. Here's what I expect of you and what you can expect of me. And my expectations of you are, if you have a question, please reach out. If you're struggling, please reach out. And what you can expect of me is, if you show up, I'm here to coach you. But like, I mean, and I know that there's different things, like you can check in with people, and I used to like do check-ins, but that was like overwhelming as fuck. And I know that, Marissa, you have like your Scipio stuff, and that would probably solve the problem. I'm not there yet, but I'm just like, I feel like people need to take ownership. If you have an issue, speak up. I mean, I recently had a coach who I helped lose 100 pounds quit and say that I didn't provide her help. I'm like, you're on my team page and I've reached out and you ignored me. Like, okay, but that's cool. So I don't know. I'm just kind of curious on people's thoughts on that.
I do feel that people need to take ownership and reach out if they have an issue, but I also feel that I think sometimes people, especially if they're like an introverted kind of shy person, they might feel intimidated to reach out to me, or they might feel like they don't want to bother me, or like I'm too busy, or I have too many clients, or I have too big of a team, or whatever. So I really do like the Scipio, because it's like I'm actually like reaching out to them, and it's not overwhelming because I can schedule it. Like I can schedule out posts to all of my clients once a week and say like, hey, how was your week? What's up? And I know that those people would never reach out and share those messages with me, that they're responding to my message, if that makes sense. Like I know they wouldn't reach out and say, hey, here's what's going on. But since I'm messaging them, they do respond. So I do think that there's got to be some type of balance. I mean, we're blessed in that we have the Scipio, but maybe you could look into, there might be like a small, a smaller Scipio account where you can have like, you can actually invest in it. Or if there's a way for you to schedule out like if you have their emails and you could schedule out an email to them. I mean, texting I think is better because I didn't get near as much response when I was doing emails, and I used to do emails. So I do see the value in reaching out to them, is my point. And I'm able to do that because I have Scipio.
Well, okay, so like I have like, you know, in my general group, I have like 300 people. So if I'm doing like 300 texts, am I getting back 300 texts? Because I don't necessarily want to deal with 300, because I actually used to do like a monthly email through the app, and I would just get paragraphs, and I'm like, dude, I can't sit and do paragraphs. Like I don't have that kind of time. That was like very time consuming. So I didn't necessarily want to keep that up because I couldn't keep it up.
Then maybe that's something you could have I mean, I know you could have an assistant do, like, you know, where she could manage those messages for you and just.
But then I don't know what's going on with the person. Like, how does that work? Like, I have 300 people. So I send out 300 messages and then 300 responses come back if everybody responds. And then I have to personally respond.
Not everybody responds to me, but
yeah. And actually my responses, because I'm using Scipio too, my responses come back right away, or like 3 hours later, or like a day later, 2 days later. So actually when the message goes out all at once, all the information kind of trickles in, which I have nowhere near 300 people. I have a 10% of that, but the messages trickle in. So then I can just like, you know, respond back to them. And with the text messages, you don't get really long, you know, responses. You kind of get shorter, more to the point responses. So, but again, your team is huge, but the text messages are nice because they keep them more shorter, and they respond, you know, the responses trickle in.
And you can
I'm going to say, like, this is over the course of 5 years. So it's not that I have 300 people actively engaging in my general group, but this has been over the course of like 5 years.
I don't think that 300 people are going to respond. You're going to get a percentage of that. Because I mean, I don't know what the percentage is of the people that actually respond to me. I know there's a lot that don't, but the people that are, I know, like, those are going to probably be my future coaches, because we're actually having a relationship. You know, we're actually building that, or they're going to be at least longtime customers, or maybe potentially be referring people to me because there's interaction going on. I do think that there's something to personal touch, not just groups. I do. And I don't know how, you know, who you should ask that one coach. What's her name? The top coach. Like, ask her, how does she, you know, stay in touch with all of her people? Because I guarantee she doesn't, if she's hitting Success Club 300 every month, Ashley, then how is she, there's no way she's having a personal one-on-one texting.
Well, yeah, those are people that have assistants. I mean, because we all know that,
but I mean, so I'm saying, like, I don't know, mine is manageable right now. I don't enroll as many people as you do every month, but I'm now having people that are carrying over that what I've noticed is a lot of my people that I lost touch with, they did re-sign back up with Beachbody, and they signed up with another coach. They either signed up with another coach, they decided to be a coach, like, because I lost touch with them and I didn't, you know, follow up. I mean, even Maggie reached out to you.
There are people that do that. I'm sure that's happened to me.
So somehow these coaches who have, you know, hundreds of people of them are staying in touch with their people in some way. I don't know how, but, or maybe they're not. Maybe they just keep replacing them with other people. But I'd rather like stay in touch with the people I already have than be replacing with new people. So it's a lot easier. Even they've said, like, if you're a salesperson, which I know we're selling healthy living, it's not really like we're salespeople, but we are. It's marketing. If it's much harder to gain a new customer than it is to already, like, to sell more products to a customer you already have, if you maintain that relationship. So does anyone else have suggestions for Stephanie? Because, like, I have Scipio, so I can't tell you. Like, I have Scipio. I would say invest in Scipio. That's what I would say.
How much is Scipio? It's $14 a month?
I don't know what their base packaging is. I got a free account because I'm in the beta test group. I can talk to Josh and see if there's any way they could, if I tell them, like, I have a team members that want to do Scipio.
So with Scipio, when you set it up, it's because you know, you think, well, why not just set up my own group texting? But that's a group. With Scipio, you can put all the people's names in there, and it looks as though that you're texting people one-on-one. Is that correct?
Yes, you can text like you can text, I don't know, up to 250 people or something, I think, at once. And it all goes out in an individual text message. And what's cool about it too is that you can schedule responses. So say sometimes I'm like, I had a rough day at work or whatever, and I'm tired, but I see that a text came in and I'm like, dude, it's too late to answer them. It's like 10:30. So I'll just answer them because I'm like sitting in my bed and I'm about to go to sleep, and I'll put it in and I'll schedule it to go out the next morning. You know, so it's like, so I don't forget about that text message and not respond to them. So it's just got some really, I just went on the page to see what the pricing is. And I guess you have to like contact them. So, I mean, I could ask Josh, I could text Josh and ask him what, you know, I could ask him what the packages are. Josh is like our contact person at Scipio. I haven't talked to him in a while, and just say like, I have people that are on my team interested. Like, what's the deal? You know, what's the introductory, you know, rate, and how many text messages do you get every month? I'll get the information for you.
So just out of curiosity, if like, let's say I do this, I mean, what would be your suggestion? Like I go into my Beachbody account and I just look up their phone numbers if they put it, or I go into my group asking, would you like to be a part of this? Like, how would you suggest going about putting people in starting? Because it's like,
I'd probably ask, because you saw that whole debauchery or the like thing that happened when I text your coaches the like MM100 link. They freaked out. So I'd probably ask people before I text them, because I did have some people say like, Stephanie's my coach, please do not text me again. I was like, okay, sorry. So yeah, I'd probably ask in your group, and then if you could probably have them.
Well, don't forget, with Scipio, you get a different number. So you can import them all and text them all and say, hey, this is my, you know, my new coaching number. And, you know, just say that. And then you can get, you know, responses there that way, or at least they'll know that that's you and that's your new coaching number. Because that's the thing, Scipio gives you, it looks like it gives you a phone number.
Yeah.
And so you have to
so
like,
I can send out a mass, like, so I can send out a mass and be like, hey guys, like I'm trying a new way to keep in contact with you guys and blah, blah, blah. Those of you
but
that
not like
want
guys, you say like you're talking to one person.
Because
they don't know.
Well, yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm just like putting it out there. So like if I do like a mass message and I ask back who wants to continue, I can kind of delete that group, start a new one with the people that did say yes, and create a new one. And that mass will go away.
Well, what I would do is, if you have their emails, if you have an email list, or you could just post in your challenge group and say, you guys, I got a new business phone number, put the number, say, if you want to, I'm trying something to keep in touch better via texting. If you want to have more contact with me, text me your first and last name to this number. And then you're going to get those texts coming in, and then you can put them into your Scipio and you can save them. Like you'll have, that's what I would do. That would probably be the best idea.
I like that. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. All right, ladies, this was an awesome call. Thank you everyone thanks Stephanie so much for your shares and like, you know, helping with all the free groups and everything. So I know you have a lot of experience with that. Congratulations, Diana, Jonna, everybody that's doing awesome things, and let us know how your meeting goes today. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Bye. See you guys.